The General Assembly passed House Bill 232. There was a lot of good things in the bill for sure. Two of the things in there the Commission did not ask for, but nevertheless has to respond to. One is in order to provide someone notice that we are going to levy a fine, that notice has to be done by certified mail. There's an obvious cost to that, just a per envelope cost. The second is that local government officials can submit their paperwork by paper as opposed to electronically. That adds cost in terms of somebody literally opening the mail, entering that matter into the computer so that it can be posted on our website. At the time, I then started talking to members of the General Assembly about enhanced appropriations to cover the cost of compliance with the bill. And the difficulty that we face, candidly, is articulating what that cost would be because it was largely unknown. And having been in a governor's office through very difficult economic times, I understand the desire not to appropriate for an unquantifiable liability. And that's what happened. And so after the General Assembly sine died and the governor signed the budget, I asked for a meeting of the Commission to discuss the budget going forward and how are we going to comply with the new law. And that was the May 3rd meeting. At that meeting, we learned that about $25,000 was going to be left for mail, for education outreach, and for other operations. And $25,000 did not seem like much money, at least to me, in terms of what we were going to be facing going forward. So one of the things that was discussed at that meeting is how are we going to comply with the law, and part of the response was we're just not going to be able to, and we're going to need to go back to the General Assembly in January and ask for more funds. I didn't think that was the best way to go about doing the business of the Commission, so I, along with some other commissioners, began really focusing on our budget. And one of the things we found is that our structure was such that it didn't add up to both the responsibilities of the Commission and really what funding we did have. We discovered that two of our top people, while doing a very great job, were taking up about 25% of the overall Commission budget when you include their salary and benefits. In addition to the budget impact that they were having, they were also being responsible for basically almost everything the Commission did except the nuts and bolts of running the website. And so they were often having to take calls asking questions about compliance, but at the same time turn around and investigate questions that came in. And that created a kind of chilling effect in the community for people who had matters before the Commission. So we decided that we needed to reduce the salary of the Executive Secretary. That's been well covered. And we needed to eliminate the Deputy Director position, which with benefits cost the Commission about $122,000 in just that position alone. From that, what the Commission is going to do going forward is essentially create two divisions. They're informal divisions, but it's a good way to think about how the work of the Commission will go forward. The first division is what we're calling the Compliance Division. That's someone calls in with a question, I'm about to do X, is that appropriate or not, or what's the best way to approach this situation? The staff can take a lot of those questions themselves. They've answered them before and so on. But if they feel they need legal advice, we'll be retaining an outside counsel. We're looking for a lawyer in a law firm setting where the Commission will essentially be one of their clients. That lawyer will be able to assist in drafting advisory opinions. They'll be able to assist in answering questions and giving informal advice if need be at the request of staff. Now, importantly, that lawyer is not going to be able to talk to the other side of the house, so to speak, the investigators, the auditors. And one of the other things we're going to do is double our auditing staff, which means we're going to hire one more auditor at the Commission. And this is the person who goes through and makes sure that the reports are being filed appropriately. They're also the people that can investigate when a complaint comes in. To the extent you need a lawyer engaged on that side, and then the investigatory side, where you've engaged the Attorney General in a 90-day trial period to see if the Attorney General's office can provide the legal staff for the Commission. This is growing on an already existing relationship with the Attorney General. They handle cases once there's been a determination of probable cause by the Commission, so we're just engaging the AG's office much earlier. That will have another tremendous cost saving to the Commission. It provides us access to the legal advice of the state's top lawyer, and we are very thankful to the Attorney General Sam Olens for agreeing to at least try this for a period of 90 days, and we're hopeful that it'll work, and we think it can. Within those operations, we're also going to hire an additional administrative assistant. This is somebody who can help answer the phones take in those paper reports if need be, do the data entry, and really be there as a live person to respond, which we know is one of the problems the Commission had recently, where we just had a flood of calls, and despite our staff's best efforts, there just simply weren't enough people there to answer the phones, and voicemails got filled up very quickly. The staff of the Commission honestly does a very great job